How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting. Welcome back to Muv-Luv Mondays. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Alright, so last time we were here, we officially saw... Sorry, moving cables. We officially saw Sumika get introduced to the squad. And we had some very near heart attacks, as we had some flashes of very intense memories of all the other routes we've done. And thankfully, Sumika seems to have not picked up on those, which, like, granted, I kind of knew. I mean, we knew there was a plan, but it still seemed like something was happening, and I was terrified she was going to figure it out. Although I wouldn't put it past the belief that I think the other girls might have figured out what's going on, at least a little bit. Like, I think, it really wouldn't be surprising if they got those same insights, considering, like, where they're coming from and everything. So we'll see what that's all about. Maybe we'll get some reactions today. More importantly, though, we need to talk to Sumika, and we need to continue to bond with her and get her ready for the next mission. And as Yuko says, like he's saying, like, I guess, like, Yuko says we need to really push our relationship to the next level. Which, you know, because forcing it's always helpful and great. So, like, I have no doubt that that'll go perfectly fine. Otherwise, I think that's kind of what we're doing tonight. I think we're going to go talk to Sumika, maybe catch up with some of the other girls. Maybe they'll have something to say to us. I have no idea. But regardless, it's time for us to start working together as a squad and preparing ourselves for the invasion of Site 20, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's Site 20, which the Korean Peninsula. I guess that's pretty much everything. I guess real quick, this is the last week I'm going to be putting up the survey. I mentioned in the last video, a link in the description. I'll be taking more. It's a way for you to share some insights on just kind of what you think about the ideas I've had about channel art, and then it's a good chance for you to share an opportunity if you know somebody who could do the artwork, or if you yourself want to give it a shot. It's a good place for you to contact me. I'll be sending out information packets about it pretty soon. I just need to compile what my final idea really is. I'm really going to make it highly detailed, so I'm expecting a multi-page Word document. Not all text, obviously. I'm actually going to be showing a lot of example footage and pictures of what I'm kind of the direction I want to go, and like the types of outfits and everything. I'm almost nailed down what I think I'm going to go for, but I'd love to have any other insights you guys have to offer. So please, it's 30 seconds. It's not even that long. Just click it real quick. You can be finished with it probably before I've even done with this explanation, and then we can move forward. And I just have a little bit more data about kind of like the way you think of the ideas, because that's the problem. Is like I've had like the ideas I love all of them, and so it's mostly me kind of getting it down to a reasonable amount of ideas. So any little bit will help. I appreciate it. And also, it helps me kind of know what you guys are more interested in. And it can give you some insight into like the group as a whole, because I think I'll go over some of the results. Obviously, I'll keep a lot of the responses private, but I'll at least go over like what the percentages were in a future video. So anyway, let's move on from this and get right back to the game. All right, Takaru. What the heck? This doesn't make any sense anymore. Again, I can definitely see how I could end up in a relationship with Meiya, or class rep, or one of the others. That much isn't out of the realm of possibility. But Yuko-sensei? Oh, that's right, the last one we had. There's not a single reason I can see for the two of us to get together. There's no way Sensei would do something like that with me. I'm younger than her. She's constantly making fun of me, treating me like a little kid. In that sense, I can at least rule out the possibility that it's a memory from one of my previous loops here, right? And it was totally different from the flashback I had about the hot springs earlier, so it couldn't have been from my world either. Well, that's true, actually. That one had to have been just a weird fantasy, or at most a memory I inherited from some parallel universe version of me. Sorry, dude, I'm sorry, but she got drunk and you got sad, and it just kind of happened. It's Christmas, too. Everyone was waiting for you at the party. You never came back. No, let's just forget about it. Like Sensei just told me, there's no point in ruminating over this stuff. Even if I find out where those visions are coming from, it's not going to change a thing. Sumika's mind and thought processes are stabilizing quicker and quicker by the day, and she's completely aware of her own situation now. If she can become friends with Meiya and the others within the next 2 weeks, we shouldn't have anything to worry about in the upcoming operation. It's just a tall order, though. And if all goes according to plan, we'll be eliminating yet another huge threat to humanity. For now, though, I just need to focus on me and Sumika. How on earth are we going to get the Susano to, like, the Alpha Hive, ground zero, if we get to that point anyway. That's gonna be... I doubt we can drop that one from orbit. Excuse me. So she's got her own room on this floor now, huh? Guess it's only natural, given that she's a member of the unit now, but considering how unstable she was only a few days ago, it does feel a bit surreal. I also, when we're talking Yuko-sensei, it wasn't that long ago where she said, oh, shoot. Kasumi. She sent Kasumi to live in our room, right? Do you think it's not beyond what my especially based on how we need to get closer, like, it would make a lot of sense if they just threw Sumika in our room, too. It'd be kind of interesting. There'd also be a bit of a twist dynamic on the Meiya Takaru business from Extra. Still, it's a little much for Sensei to put her room right next to mine. Oh, okay. Maybe they have like a door. I guess it's my own fault for telling her Sumika was my next door neighbor, though. I know she wants everyone to figure out that Sumika and I are in a relationship, but it feels way too blatant. My closest neighbor in the unit used to be Meiya, and now she's 3 doors down. And she was 3 doors down. Well, maybe blatant is the way to go here, I guess. Oh man, I'm actually getting all tense. I'm feeling just as nervous as I did when I saw Sumika in the other world during those transfer experiments. I know this is just talking to her. I was just talking to her earlier today, but she ended up staying behind the PX to talk to everyone while I went to visit Sensei. So I haven't really had a chance to talk to Sumika one-on-one since she became normal, so to speak. For some reason, it feels like I'm seeing her for the first time in a long while. Probably because I basically had to treat her like a little kid up until now. Whew. Alright, I just can't stand here. Let's do this thing. Like, why the heck am I giving myself a pep talk over this? I don't know, man. We always give ourselves pep talks over stupid stuff. I'm getting all self-conscious now, probably because Yuko-sensei kept pressuring me to take our relationship to the next level. Just act natural, you could do this. Oh, Takaru. Oh, Takaru. Channeling the inner, like, idiot in all of us out here, too. Oh, hello. Why am I getting nervous? I, like, know where this is going. It's gonna be fine. That's it. Sounds exactly like Sumika. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Sumika!
Takeru-chan.
So, hey, I was hoping we could talk for a bit. Is that cool? Oh, she seems a little hesitant.
Konbanwa.
Oh, hello, Kasumi. I was just talking about you. Oh, hey, Kasumi. Didn't know you were here. What have you guys been up to?
Ayatori no renshu desu.
Oh, yeah, of course. I wonder if they're going to start having sleepovers up here. I'm guessing she's mainly here to keep an eye on Sumika. Aw, that's great. I'm glad you guys are still keeping up with that.
Hai.
Wait, where are you going, Kasumi?
Watashi sanpo shimasu.
Okay. Huh? What's up with her? Why is she suddenly being all considerate now? Because I don't think she's ever gone out just on a stroll before. Maybe Sumika wants to be alone with us and she can read that.
いいんだよ、かすみちゃん。すぐ終わるから。
Yeah, we don't mind if you're here. 3 of us have always been together, right?
でも、いいの。ほら、お部屋入って、ね。
Aw, Sumika.
お願い、かすみちゃん。ね。
Does the idea of being apart with Kasumi really bother her that much? Well, I guess it makes sense since they've always been together. I don't think it's Kasumi, man. I think it's you.
たけるちゃん。
Huh?
私、今日、いろんな人と話したんで、ちょっと疲れちゃって。
Interesting. Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense.
だから、今日はもう眠たいんだ。
Interesting. So she's not sure she feels comfortable being alone with us. Okay, no worries. I must have been pretty nervous. She must have been pretty nervous having to meet so many new people all at once. I'm not surprised it wore her out. I'm sure they didn't ask her overly personal questions since they know she's involved in a special mission, but it still must have been hard to keep up with those guys. I'm guessing it put quite a bit of strain on her quantum conductive brain, meaning her ODL is probably degraded a fair bit too. Simulated sleep helps maintain the illusion of humanity, and Sensei said her circulatory system helps purify her ODL a little while she sleeps, so if she's feeling tired, I really shouldn't stick around. Well, I guess we'll just have to talk tomorrow then.
でも、
It's fine, don't worry about it. Sorry I interrupted your game.
いえ、私は。ごめんね。
Hey, no sweat. Have a nice night, you two.
おやすみ。 おやすみなさい。
I think there's a lot more going on, though. Holy crap, dude. That was actually her. The real Sumika in the flesh. God, this is so insane. It felt just like I was taking her back and talking to her back in my world. I did think she was being a little overly polite when I introduced her to the others earlier, but just now... Sure, she seemed a little tired, but that was definitely the Sumika I know. Man, oh man. Compared to how she was doing 2 days ago, it's like a total revelation. Is this kind of improvement we can expect going forward? Then maybe she really will be completely stable within the next few days. Heck yeah, baby, I can hardly wait. I don't know, man. I'm getting a feeling, and it's not a good one.
今日のシミュレーター訓練は初めてのスサノオとの連携パターンだったわけだけど。
Yeah, how'd it go?
初めての連携で背部突入20回中11回の破壊と7回の制圧は驚異的とも言える数字よ。
Jeez, really?
特に最後の3回 S 難度の実戦モードを全て制圧で終わらせたことはもはや神業だわ。
Oh my gosh.
嬉しくて漏らしそうになったぐらいよ。
So they had the computers pretty much going like running what they assumed would be the worst case scenario in the Hive combat mode, and they were able to take it 3 times. That's freaking ridiculous. Same here, honestly. I think we're all pretty giddy about that.
みんなよくやったわ。あんたたちは最高のエースよ。
Yeah, let's not get cocky, but holy crap, that's amazing. Thank you, ma'am. They really did an awesome job. Everyone seems to be brimming with confidence now. Now that we've got a definitive intel on each and every hive, and we know they're building another Susano, the team's morale is at an all-time high. And after getting results like that, well, I think anyone would be a little cocky.
懸案だった B 小隊の配置問題は白金のワントップを当面の基本フォーメーションとする。この数字が出た以上誰も文句ないでしょ。
Nice.
昨日も言ったけど、あとは成功率 100% を当たり前にするだけよ。いいわね。
Fetch, man, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
伝達です。明日の11時に部隊に機体が引き渡され、13時より稼働可能となります。
Ooh. So they finished overhaul, huh? And I guess we'll finally be piloting TSS with live S11s. Gotta admit, I'm a little nervous about it.
聞いての通りよ。全員13時からハンガーに入って各種調整。15時から第2演習場で実機演習よ。
This is intense. Like, I'm so interested to see how this next operation goes now. Like, if the simulations are going super well, like I'm gonna assume something's gonna go wrong. Like the maps that we got aren't going to be perfect or something, and there's some kind of twist is gonna happen, or maybe Sumika has another episode. I don't know what it is, but like, freaking, they're doing so well. It's like kind of scary. Yes, ma'am.
明日以降は基本的に午前シミュレーター訓練、午後は実機演習とするわ。
Dang.
鏡はスサノオが組み上がるまでデータリンクで演習に参加。いいわね。はい。
Huh? I didn't know Sumika's simulator could do that. The interior of it looks pretty much identical to ours, so it's weird to think that it'd have all sorts of unique little... Oh, wait, she doesn't need to use the physical controls at all, duh. Cockpit's probably just for show, isn't it? That makes a lot more sense. Sure, everyone knows the Susano's different from traditional TSFs, but it'd raise a few eyebrows if she didn't at least have a basic control stick in there. That must be why they're designed to look just like ours.
100% になったら作戦前に1日休暇が取れるように申請してあげる。以上よ。
Dude, that would be amazing.
解散。
Oh my gosh. Whoa! She has a different outfit.
初めて直縁機部隊と連携したなんて思えないわ。
Interesting. It's so interesting. I guess it makes sense because on the intro of the game she's wearing that, but like, it's so I don't know how to explain it. It makes her look very distinct, which she is, but it's an interesting choice that they would go for.
ありがとう。でもシミュレーターでずっとやってたから。
Aww.
なるほど。私たちの起動データさえあればシミュレーター上で再現可能だからな。
それでも再現率は 100% じゃないんだからすごいよ。タケルといい、スミカさんといい、副司令が連れてくる人たちはみんな天才兵士だね。
Aww, they really are getting along, aren't they? This is actually pretty cool. Curse you, cursed hand of doom. How do I do that? There we go. Yeah, Like, it's so interesting.
頼もしいですよね。
Oh yeah.
そんなことないよ。みんなだってすごいよ。
Can't believe they're already bonding so much in just one day. They were already being nice to her because she's a newcomer, but after seeing her fight, they clearly are fascinated by her combat abilities as well. I mean, that's perfectly normal, of course. Certainly got the different reception in this timeline compared to the previous one. It's just amazing. Like, I don't know. I just like this picture. It's like, do you realize? It just hit me all of a sudden that this is the first time we've actually had the full gang from Extra all together. Like, literally all together. It's pretty freaking impressive, if I'm honest.
ねえねえ鏡、一つ聞きたいんだけど。
何？
あの家電粒子砲、鏡は実際に撃ったことあるの？
That's
私も聞きたいです。
どんな感じ？やっぱりスカッとするの？
家電粒子砲はイカれる人類の鉄槌だよね。僕も撃ってみたいな。
Yeah, it's freaking cool.
鎧、詩人だね。
Yeah, Sumika, just say no.
すごい迫力だよね。シミュレーターだって分かっていても感動しちゃいますよ。
私たちは実写を間近で見ているからな。あの時の記憶がイメージを補完するのであろう。
Okay, this conversation is starting to veer into some dangerous territory. Maybe I should interject here.
僕は軌道にも興味があるな。重力制御機に乗ったらどういう感じなのかな。
She could just latch onto that. Just latch onto that.
私はふわふわしているイメージですよ。
Nice and floaty.
鏡、秘密だったら遠慮なくそう言ってね。みんな単に興味で聞いてるだけだから。
Oh, they're so good about that. Nice one, class rep. I know I can count on you.
ごめんね。そういうこと一切言っちゃいけないの。
そっか。まあそうだよね。
ごめんね。
鏡、気にするでない。そなたは軍人として正しい対応をしただけだ。
そうそう、気にしないで。私にしてみれば聞くのはただだからさ、つい調子に乗っちゃうんだよね。
Do I suddenly feel like I'm not needed anymore? Like, they're doing like, well, I guess I wasn't really that needed to begin with, but like, the talker's literally not said a word.
じゃあ次から有料化。
あやみね、それどういうこと？
鈴宮が調子に乗ってるから。
Nice.
なんですって？
なんですって？
自分で言ったのに怒るのはおかしい。
はいはい、その辺にしておきなさい。それ、
千鶴。
あやみねとやり合うには、あかねは直情的すぎるわ。
It's true.
やめておいた方が自分のためよ。
Yeah, and it'll just dance all around you.
そんなことないよ。
さすが千鶴さん。対計算戦術に関しては構築が違うね。
It's
鈴
true.
宮元気だしな。
あんたが言うな。
おかしいでしょ。いつもこんな感じなんだよ。
They're all just being themselves. It's glorious.
鏡が鈴宮はおかしいって。
あんたもよ。
What? Sumika just laughed. She's actually laughed. I know it's a pretty mundane thing to get all spun up about, but holy crap! It feels like I've been forever since I saw Sumika this relaxed. Thanks so much, you guys. I guess being around other people really has made all the difference for her. Alright, time for me to join in. I think you guys are having fun? What are y'all talking about?
別になんでもないよ。
Ha ha ha. Look, it looks like Ayamane got under your skin, huh? I could tell.
白金目が腐ってるんじゃないの？誰がコテンパンよ、誰が。
どう見てもそなたであろう。
もう、水ぎまで。
Trust me, I totally feel your pain. It's best just to give up. You ever heard of a thing called survival of the fittest?
はぁ？何言ってんの？
In Squad 207B, the law of the jungle was in full effect. You guys over in 207A may have had a more organized social structure, but ours was a wasteland. We're only the most brutal of monsters, gotta say. Don't feel bad about it that you can't hang.
はぁ。
Yeah, I wouldn't know how to respond to that. Anything, it just goes to show you're far more civilized than us. You should be proud.
白金、怪獣って 誰のこと？
And that's all about here.
鏡見れば
Oh, there it was.
結構よ。
Ooh. Nice job, class rep. You didn't even flinch. They are getting better. Oh, she flinched, but.
ひどいですよタケルさん。いくらなんでも榊さんが怪獣だなんて。
They're all monsters.
玉瀬？
Tama, I'm proud of you for standing up for what you believe in, but you kind of missed the point.
ニキさん違うよ。怪獣は千鶴さんとケイさんの2人だよ。
鎧？
Not quite, Makoto. I mean, you're definitely getting warmer, but still.
ああ、そなたたち。タケルは己以外すべて怪獣だと言っているのだぞ。
Oh no, he's a monster too.
タケルさん。
ひどいな。
Took you guys long enough.
なんだかわからないけど、なんとなくわかったわ。千鶴、苦労したんだね。
Yeah, she did.
あかね。
だから鈴宮も頑張れ。
だからなんで綾峰が言うのよ。
What do you think, Sumika? These guys are pretty crazy, huh?
楽しいね。
I guess she's still pretty nervous. It's only her second day, so I can't really blame her. I'm sure it would be different if Kasumi were here with us.
この者の周囲には常に笑いがある。
Yeah, because he's so flippant hilarious.
この者がいなくとも、先ほどのように私たちが笑い合えるようになったのは、タケルのおかげなのだ。
You laugh at him? Are you laughing at him? Whoa, where's this coming from? You're hyping me up way too much.
何照れてるのよ。本当のことでしょ、小隊長。
No, not that again. When are you guys gonna stop calling me that?
タケルさんはそうやってみんなの緊張をほぐしてくれてるんですよね。
Oh boy.
へえ。
Come on, guys, this is getting weird. Can we stop talking about this? You're killing me here.
そなたはタケルと特殊任務を共にする機会も多いのであろう。道中さぞや賑やかなのであろうな。
I wonder how she'll respond to that.
ああ、任務に関わること、おいそれと答えるわけにはいかないのであったな。
そうじゃないんだけど。
まして立ち入ったことを聞くつもりもなかったのだ。
そんな別に。
Meiya's really trying to talk to Sumika, but it's not going that well. I can't really tell if that's because of the image Sumika saw or just because she's nervous.
なんか白金って意外に人望あるんだね。
Oh, trust me,
びっくり。
no one's more surprised than Takaru. Huh? That wasn't a very nice Suzuya. Words could hurt, you know.
言うのはただだから。
And how would you know?
どうした？
私そろそろ行くね。
Huh?
一緒に夕食食べない？
副司令のところへ行かなきゃならないから。
But why? Does she need to purify her ODL already?
そうか。それは仕方がないな。
There's no way that just spending time around other people puts that much burden on her brain. Sensei would have mentioned something like that.
じゃあまた明日ね。
Yeah, there's something going on, Takaru. Come on, wake up. Remember, she's more like a real person now. We gotta, like, you can't just blame every inconsistency on her physical body.
またね。
頑張ってくださいね。じゃあまた。
じゃあ私たちも行きましょうか。
じゃあね。
タケル、後でね。
ではな。
Wait, what?
タケルさん、また
They're
ね。
like assuming we're not coming with them. Oh, I'm gonna go get changed with the others? What, dude? Why are you staring at me like that?
わからないでもないか。
See what? What are you talking about?
なんでもない。じゃあね。
Hey! Hey, what's up with her? Oh, whatever. More importantly, what's going on with Sumika? She said she's pretty tired yesterday too. Is she doing okay? Okay, alright. Well, this is going into territory I have no clue about, but let's do some speculating here. Okay, so up until she was introduced to the crew, it was pretty obvious that Takaru was still like the most important person in her life. Like she was terrified that he was with Meiya and Meiya with him. But he reassured her that it was okay, and if we trust what Yuko Sensei said, she stabilized because she believed him. Then she's introduced to the squad. She spends a lot of time alone with them on her first day when we have to go talk to the XO about stuff. And now she seems really reserved around Takaru. Now she seems to be kind of avoiding him a little bit. So what's my guess? Well, here it is. I think that while Sumika was alone with them, she heard how they talked about Takaru while he was gone. I'm imagining it's pretty positive. And if they didn't flat out say they had crushes on him, which I'm kind of thinking they're pretty open about. Remember in the last time in Unlimited, like that the gift exchange, like everyone like they all or like instinctively knew, or maybe it wasn't even instinctive. Maybe they kind of pre-talked about how they all were actually just giving gifts to Takaru, not each other. So like it's pretty likely that they're aware that they all are kind of feeling the same towards Takaru. I mean, and we've established in this universe that this like intense competition is pretty common. So it's not beyond belief that other rivals would talk with each other about this type of stuff. So they brought Sumika into that little circle with them that they all like Takaru. Maybe she's feeling self-conscious because remember now she's more human. Maybe she feels overwhelmed or like she has too much competition, or maybe that she's not even like worthy of Takaru anymore. You know, that's a very real reality. Like she's so human now, we can't rule out anything like that. So I'm guessing that's what's going to be the cause of this. I think she's going to be so overwhelmed with everyone else's feelings towards Takaru. Because like when they were alone talking, she was fantastic. Like she was like upfront with them and talking with them and everything. As soon as Takaru went to the picture, she got really uncomfortable. So I guess that's my thinking so far. Let's see if I'm right. I gotta straighten up my back. I assume she was just nervous, but maybe she's not feeling well or something. Well, Sensei monitoring her vitals at all times, so I'm sure she'd come running if something went wrong. Guess I shouldn't be too worried. You should be worried. Besides, she was laughing earlier. That was definitely new and undeniable proof of how much progress she's made. If she wasn't feeling herself, there's no way she would have been able to laugh like that. It's only been 2 days since she got this stable. I'm probably just being impatient is all. Ah, quick as always. Are they done changing? Well, I can smell the soap wafting off her. Why? What? What makes you say that? Wait, what? Wait, a meeting as flight commander? Oh, crap. I was so focused on Sumika, I completely forgot. I'll go get changed right away. Fetch. Oh, okay. Man, that was something else. Well, I can't say I was prepared for this. I knew the whole shtick about being a flight commander was in name only wasn't going to mean I had no new responsibilities. But even so, they definitely made me pay the part today. Though I guess that shouldn't be a surprise. They didn't call me out for a meeting yesterday, so I'm guessing the other two were doing a lot of prep work to help me make the transition. We reviewed the training footage and tried to find mistakes in the formations, checked the fluctuations in everyone's vital signs, dug into the movement data. Yeah, flight commander sure ain't easy. Oh man, I've never been in like anything where we actually had to review data. It's more like a sports thing. I'm guessing like if you were like part of a team and you were looking at that. But I definitely understand like calling in, having meetings, talking about people who are working in an organization, and talking about strengths and weaknesses and such. I've definitely done that in my with some of my jobs and stuff that I've done in the past. But I guess it's kind of a groundwork that ultimately helps our unit work so effectively on the battlefield. While each subordinate works independently to eliminate their mistakes, the flight commander works under the assumption that everyone will mess up at some point and develops contingency plans accordingly. Like Lieutenant Hayase once said, it's crazy to think that Captain Asumi was able to fulfill all the duties of being a unit commander without ever letting any of us see how difficult it was. Now that I'm in a similar position, I can truly appreciate how impressive that is. Yeah, that's the thing too, is like, he still has to do everything everyone else does. He also just has to go to meetings. Being in a manager position or command position of any kind, comes with a lot of challenges. Although, I guess that only makes sense that she'd take it seriously. She said she'd lost several of her subordinates before. One wrong order could get someone killed, and it won't always be at the hands of the enemy. After all, the further into the hive we go, the less space we'll have to maneuver, making the Rutherford field and the Susano a threat as well. In fact, 2 of our failures today were due to most of our escorts coming too close to the Rutherford field and self-destructing, leaving the Susano a sitting duck for the beta to swarm in and capture. Even in the 17 times we were successful, not everyone survived. We need to have a perfect survival rate, not even once. We never had one. Oh man. In a world like this, it doesn't matter whether the surface pilots survive for a mission to be considered a success. It's just an added bonus that they do. Not that I ever thought the first lieutenants were just writing off our lives, of course, but today was the first time I saw just how much work they put into keeping us safe. Dang. This isn't the sort of job you can give to a person who's too preoccupied with their own issues. I definitely understand what Lieutenant Munakata meant now. She told me that I've already grown enough, but since I've only been given half the duties of a real flight commander, I definitely still have a long way to go. I'm sure I'm Storm Vanguard 1 and all, but Lieutenant Hayase's been juggling her duties as unit commander while also maintaining her position as the unit's strongest pilot. I still can't compete with her. But I do want to reach her level, and I hope I can get there soon.
Takeru.
Huh? Hello, Meiya.
今夕食か? 最近そなたはいつも遅いな。
Yeah, I was at a meeting with the other flight commanders.
なるほど。早瀬中尉と宗像中尉はどうした?
Seemed like they're working through dinner, but hey, I couldn't just stay there. Have a seat.
あ、そうだな。失礼するぞ。
So hey, I wanted to thank you.
なんだ、やぶから棒に。
Oh, you know. Well, I can tell you're really making an effort to help Sumika feel welcome.
なんだ、そのようなことか。
I don't really know if she's still nervous about this or not, but I appreciate it if you keep that up. I should probably tell Meiya some more about Sumika, even if it has to be fairly vague. Sumika saw that image that flashed in my mind, so we really need Meiya to get along with her. And more importantly, I would want her to keep my guiding light completely in the dark.
そなたがそれを私に頼むのは、鏡が同じ特殊任務に従事する戦友だからか?
I would say because she's part of our squad. Huh?
それとも、鏡がそなたの幼馴染だからか?
Can it be both? Huh?
あるいは、それ以外に何がしかの理由があるから。
Oh, fetch, Meiya.
なのか?
Oh dear. Why is she asking that? How much does Meiya know? Yeah, so... About that. Dang it, she beat me to the punch. This is awkward. What?
そんな思い詰めた顔をするでない。
I'm flummoxed. I don't even know what I would say. Does it look like I am?
何も特殊任務の機密情報を教えろと言っているのではない。
Yeah, I know.
鏡は、そなたにとってかけがえのない存在なのであろう。
Yes, quite literally. Huh?
もっとわかりやすく言えば、そなたは鏡を愛しているのであろう。
Uh-huh. How did you... No, it doesn't matter how she figured it out. Meiya's always treated me the same way, no matter what world or situation we found ourselves in. When I was making the total butt of myself, spouting out my uninformed opinions like a kid throwing a tantrum, she never gave up on me. Even when I convinced myself that I was the only one who could save the world and everyone else was just an obstacle. Even when I abandoned everything, having my whole world flipped upside down. Meiya's always been there to tell me what I need to hear with complete and total honesty, no matter what she was going through in her own life and no matter how much pain she was in. So the least I can do is show her the same respect, and be as upfront with her as I possibly can. You're right. I'm in love with Sumika.
そうか。
It's weird coming out of my mouth. Sumika is fantastic, though.
立ち入ったことを聞いてしまったな。許すがよい。
Nah, I'm sorry for you. That sucks for you to hear. No, it's fine. You're fine. I just thought it might make things a little awkward if I spelled it out that plainly.
それは逆だ。はっきりさせておいた方がお互いにとってやりやすい。
Really?
うん、そうだ。
Yeah, on second thought, she's probably right. When you don't know for sure, you tend to tiptoe around the subject, and that makes things a lot more awkward for both parties. The night after Operation 21st, do you remember how I was telling you I found a tangible reason for fighting?
ああ、特殊任務の達成がそなたの身近な理由だったな。
Back then, I couldn't put it any other way because the fact that Sumika even existed was still top secret. But I promise I wasn't...
よい、皆まで言うな。
Huh?
誰もそなたが個人感情を優先したとか、公私混同しているなどとは思っておらん。
But they were kind of one and the same. But...
これまでのそなたの言動が私たちにそう思わせるのだ。
All of you?
本当に。よかったな。
Oh, it hurts my soul. I notice she's hurting pretty hardcore right now. Huh?
鏡と再び巡り会えて。
Meiya.
訓練兵だった頃、そなたから生き別れの幼馴染の話を聞かされた者は皆同じ思いだぞ。
Yeah. So when you said you've shown all of you, I'm not the kind of man, you meant...
榊たちも皆そなたが鏡と再会できたことを喜んでいるぞ。
I had no idea you guys felt that way.
そしてそなたと鏡がお互いを思っていること、皆にも分かっているようだぞ。
Huh. I'm sorry, I really wasn't trying to hide it from everyone.
詫びる必要などない。そもそもオルタネイティブ計画の特殊任務に関わる人物の素性など明かされた側も困惑する。
It's kind of interesting too, because this reminds me a lot of Unlimited, or even Extra, but more Limited, like how you made the choice of like which girl you like ended up spending your Christmas with, and everyone else accepted it. You know, like they understand. Like love something that's precious in this world, and it's something you don't just forego or get overly upset about when it doesn't go your way. You treasure those feelings, but you move past them if you don't get the same reciprocation in your own life in the way that you want it to be. Imagine it's because the world's full of enough trials and troubles anyway, especially for soldiers. But it's still it's an impressive attitude to have, because I feel like a lot of us couldn't be that strong. Not that we would ever give up, or we should give up on the things that we truly love and care about, but there is a point when we have to concede defeat and move forward. Because that's just the nature of life. There's a point where you just have to accept that you could love someone with all your heart, but they're just not going to love you the same way. And like, that's okay. There's always going to be an opportunity in the future. And heck, in their future, it's going to be a lot harder. But like, being able to be comfortable with that idea of being like, you know, I don't need someone else's love to feel like I'm worthy of love. We all know that all the girls in the squad are worthy of love, for sure. And many of them in their own way, and many of them we wish we could get to know, because like they seem like such fantastic characters. So it's like, there's really no, like people talk about waifu wars, there's really no answer. It's all about like just accepting the fact that we have different tastes, and that in real life people don't always mesh up the way you want them to. And we all have those times where we've been rejected, and that's part of life. And it's something not to be afraid of. If anything, it gives you peace after a fashion. It sucks, it hurts, but you move forward, and next thing you know, you can be content. And you can just kind of accept it. I don't know if I've ever said this, but the day I met the woman who became my wife, I got to a wedding of a formal girlfriend that I genuinely loved. Like, you fall in love with people throughout your life. It's not just a one-time thing. I genuinely thought that she and I were going to end up being together for the rest of our lives. She was such a good match for me. She made me a better person, but things didn't work out. She moved. She ended up meeting someone else, and they hit it off, and they got married. And I went to that reception. And it hurt. I hurt a lot more than I thought it would, because I was kind of watching, you know, something I thought I wanted. And although I'd kind of moved on from it, it still hurt to realize that to feel that failure, to feel like I'd been like overcome. And I remember I went to go visit someone to talk to, just because I just wanted to vent about this feeling. And as I went up to the door, someone came out. It was a beautiful girl, and I remember thinking like that she was gorgeous. Like that first time I met her, I was just like, wow, she's very pretty. And I was bold, and next week I met up with her and asked her out, and it's history. Like it was meant to be. It was how it's supposed to be. And it's so funny that something so wonderful in my life came about from something so painful. So yeah, I can completely understand that Meiya and the girls, like, it's much healthier for them to hear it flat out that Takeru and Sumika are in love. And if you've ever had that feeling, like, you know, it hurts. But if you have had that feeling, you also probably know that it doesn't hurt as bad as you think it would. And it's probably best for us anyway. Anyway. Whew, that got deep. Well, thanks. It makes me feel a lot better to hear you say that.
礼には及ばぬ。当然のことだ。
Yeah, but no one could be as elegant as you are, man. Maybe I was just being stupid, but I kind of felt like you guys might think I was only working so hard because of her, so I was a little more hesitant to say anything about it.
バカ者。見損なってくれるな。
Yeah, he does. He consistently does, but it's Sakura. Huh?
申したであろう。そなたが市場を優先しているなどと誰も思っておらぬと。そなたがこれまで周囲の者や任務、あらゆる者に対してどれほど真剣に関わってきたかを皆見てきているのだぞ。
Yeah.
そなたが己の都合のみを優先するならば、125事件の際、チリジリになった皆の心を何とかまとめようと骨を折ることなどするまい。
Yeah.
まして、詐欺り大尉を向こうに回して、損得感情に見合わない危険なおとり役など、志願するはずはあるまい。神宮寺軍曹の死に過剰な責任を感じ、あれほど取り乱したそなたを、甲21号作戦の際、単独陽動を買って出たそなたを、
Man, that single-handed distraction was beautiful and terrible.
何をもって私利私欲を優先するような男だと断じろというのだ。
It's funny because Takura on the other hand, he feels like he's so selfish.
それとも何か、私たちがそなたをそのような男だと曲解するほど腐った根性の持ち主だとでも思っているのか？
No, it's not even that, Meiya. No, I don't think that. But I did do all those things for my own selfish reasons. Ultimately, everything I've done so far has been to fulfill the same personal objectives I mentioned to you the other day.
それで十分だ。
Huh?
すべてがそなたの目的のため、結果的にそなたに利することであったとしても、それで十分ではないか。一昨日そなたが言ったように、いすみ大尉が思い人や家族のために手動起爆を決断していたとしても、多くの命を救った事実は不変だ。
It's true.
そなたは自分で大尉の決断や行為を認めていたではないか。講師の要求を高いレベルで両立させていればそれで良いのではなかったのか。戦うに際して私的なごく身近な理由を持つことは素晴らしいことなのであろう。
Right.
だからこそ私にそれを見つけようと言ってくれたのではないのか。
Yeah, it is.
ではその素晴らしさを己が態度で私に示すがよい。
The thing is, I don't know if she quite understands that he also fights for them just as hard. Like, he would absolutely fight for them just as hard.
今度ばかりは口だけではない。確かそう言っておったな。どうだ、己が他人を諭した言葉が続けざまに返ってくる時の気分は。
It's true. Last time he kept throwing her words back in her face too. Sucks.
いい君だ。この前のお返しだぞ。思い知るがよい。私も皆も自分の意志でそなたを信じているのだ。誰に強制されたものでもない。
That's awesome.
己が成してきたことに自信を持て。そしてもっと堂々としているがよい。
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, Meiya. I'm really lucky to have such amazing friends. There's always been so much on my plate that I couldn't tell anyone about. What with the alternative program, the 00 unit, not to mention the fact that I travel between worlds and loop through time as a causality conductor. And since it's such a pain to keep track of what's kosher to talk about and what's not, I think that maybe I figured that it would be easier to just not tell anyone anything at all. In retrospect, I sure wish I'd talked more about my problems to these guys and just left out the classified parts. Why was I so determined to handle it all on my own anyway? Should have had more faith in everyone else. I think that was just me being pretentious as per usual, which means Meiya's hit the nail right on the head yet again. She really is my guiding light. Those haunting words. I think we've seen those before.
鏡もそなたも立派だ。同じ任務に従事しながら講師を両立させている。これは並大抵の精神力ではかなわぬことだ。人間であれば愛する者こそその幸福や生命を脅かすあらゆるものから遠ざかっていてほしいと願うはずだ。
Oh yeah.
舞台で出会い愛し合った者同士であれば互いの危険は覚悟の上のことであろう。だがそなたたちはそうではない。それが分かっているがゆえ榊たちもそなたと鏡の姿に心打たれるのであろうな。
You really think so?
だがそなたたちは油断したな。 私もそうだが、皆それぞれにそなたと鏡の姿を目撃していたらしいぞ。
Oh, really? Ooh. Oh, crap. You mean everyone else did too?
少なくとも元 207B 分隊の者たちはな。就任祝いの後、PX でそう話していた。
Oh, interesting. That's at least part of the conversation that Sumika was privy to. Huh. Well, I guess I was just too preoccupied to be careful as I should have been.
ああ、傍から見ていても気の毒なほどだったぞ。
Oh, seriously? Was that really that obvious?
鏡へのクリスマスプレゼントを考えている時のそなたのほうけ顔は今でも忘れることができんな。
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. They know everything. Oh, come on. No reason to remember that.
鎧に XM3 の講義を強いられた際も特殊任務といえばよいものをバカ正直に口ごもっておったな。
Let's forget about that one too, shall we?
作戦前の晩、私がそなたと鏡を目撃した話をした際の表情もなかなかに芸術的であったぞ。
It's like, man, please stop. Yeah, dude, I was totally stunned. I thought I was even more surprised than you developed such strong female intuition.
そなた、バカにしているのか？私だって一応女だぞ。
Oh, trust me, I'm well aware.
分かっておらん。
Oh, come on, don't be like that. I'm just joking around.
分かっておる。そなたにそれを期待してはおらぬ。
Ouch. Ooh. To be fair, I'm sure she's hurting a little bit, so yeah, get your jabs in. In what department?
こっちの話だ。気にするでないぞ。
Uh-huh. Man, why did it be like that? Well, why do you have to be so dense, Takaru? I know I get flustered over Meiya taking the initiative on this one, but I need to make an effort to tell her more about Sumika, even if I have to be vague. I really want Meiya to understand her better. I'm not doing this as a penance or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and embarrass myself even further here, if that's alright.
なんだ、先ほどまでに十分堪能したが、あれ以上なのか？
Just don't drag me in the dirt here, please. I mean, don't get me wrong. I realize it's super lame of me to turn around and spill a whole backstory on you immediately after you bust me, but I still think it's the right thing to do.
ほう、そこまで開き直る覚悟か。大したものだ。
Obviously, there's still a ton of stuff about Sumika that's secrets. I can't give you all the details, but I've been relying on that excuse for far too long now. Like you said before, I've been operating under a lot of false assumptions thus far. I had a hard time telling the difference between confiding in you guys and being dependent on you. So, if you'd rather I not say anything, I won't. But I would like to tell you. As proof that I believe you when I say you'll believe in me.
なるほどな。
I want you to understand some things about the two of us. And if it's okay with you, I want you to keep them in mind when you're dealing with her.
よかろう。自分で言った言葉の責任は取る。また後で投げ返されてはかなわんからな。
Guys, I'm glad we're holding each other hostage to our own sayings. Yeah, you know, I always remember.
だが、条件がある。
What is it?
そなたも重々承知しているとは思うが、機密情報の類は一切話すでないぞ。
Exactly. Yeah, I know.
そなたを人間として信ずる以上に、優秀な軍人であることをも信じた上で話を聞くのだ。そこを履き違えてくれるな。
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Of course. Can't put my feelings before my duties.
これまで堅なに秘密を守ってきたからこそ、そなたは皆の信用を勝ち取ってきたということを忘れるでないぞ。
True. Don't worry, I won't betray your trust.
では聞こう。
Alright, it's gonna take a while. Guess I should probably start from the beginning. Sumika was my next door neighbor growing up. We never spent a day apart until around 3 years ago.
確か、この町に住んでいたのであったな。
Yeah, we did. But then one day the two of us got separated, and I became convinced that Sumika was no longer in this world. A lot of things happened in the years after that. It took me and then 2 months ago, Yuko-sensei took me in and enrolled me in a base's training academy. During basic training, she had me help out with some of her experiments on the side, and that's when they came up with the MX3. You know most of this already, though, so I'm just gonna skip over it.
構わん。
After Sergeant Jinguji's death, I tried to escape the pain by running off somewhere.
例の特殊任務だな。
Right. And while I was out there in the front lines, I ran into Sumika and several other people I thought I'd never see again. Including Marimo-chan and you, of course. But I got careless and got yet another person killed, leaving Sumika gravely injured in the process.
何？任務は成功だったと聞いているが。
It was. But by Yuko-sensei standards, maybe. But for me, it was just a repeat of the same mistake all over again.
そうであったのか。
That was when I finally stopped trying to run away. It wasn't until then I realized I really steeled my resolve.
それがそなたが言っていた壊してしまったもの、失ってしまったものなのか。
You got it. Once I returned from that mission, I learned Sumika had been involved with the alternative program as well. In fact, she'd been a part of it for years, and was a much more critical role than me.
怪我は
Apparently, she'd been in bad shape for a really long time, even before what happened during my mission. Her memories and psyche had been in tatters for years before we went back up again. Oh, fetch. They were able to treat her physical injuries, but psychologically, she seemed to be beyond help. She spent most of her time just staring off into space, but sometimes she'd have these violent panic attacks, and she'd start screaming and crying and shaking, as if she was terrified of something, and nothing we did seemed to help. But apparently, she did amazingly well in her combat training. Even in the psychological state, she still performed great. That's what I meant when I said I had too much on my plate back then. I was doing everything in my power to help restore her sanity. That's when I came up with the idea to give her a Christmas present, just like I'd always used to. Figured it might just bring her memories back. In the same vein, I thought talking to her someplace we shared a lot of memories together might spark some sort of response inside of her. Basically, I was just grasping at straws.
それがあの夜か。
She's the pilot of the Susano, so technically, I can say that I was doing all this to help humanity win and secure a future for the human race.
作戦前の晩にそなたが言っていた特殊任務の成功が身近な目標とはそういう意味だったのか。
Yeah, but I can't deny the fact that my personal feelings for Sumika, my desire to do more for her, have grown stronger and stronger as time goes on. That's what made it so hard for me to tell you guys anything. Well, other than the fact that it was top secret. When I ran into her on the special mission, I knew once and for all that I was in love with her. Dang. So, you might have been... Aww. Because that's when I... Oh, fetch! Ah! Back. Because that's when I realized that the thought of losing her again scared me more than anything else in the world. But that just made it all the more difficult to balance my professional goals with my personal feelings. I kept telling myself I was only trying to bring her back to normal for humanity's sake, and I was just fulfilling my duty, but I still couldn't shake the feeling that I was betraying you guys somehow. But then I remembered everything I've learned from all the people I've met over these past few years, including the old woman at Mount Tengen, and the versions of you guys I met in the previous timeline. That includes everyone in our squad, as well as their families. Major Walken, Captain Sagiri, Sergeant Jinguji, and everyone in A01. But without a doubt, the people who inspired me the most were you, First Lieutenant Tsukuyomi, and the Shogun. I learned so much from the three of you, about loyalty to the mission, sorting out personal emotions, adapting to circumstances that fate places in us. It's thanks to you three that I've been able to maintain somewhat of a reasonable balance for this long.
そうか。
Captain Sumi's sacrifice during Operation 21st taught me that it was possible to fulfill both one's professional duties and one's personal objectives at the same time. And now I finally feel like I can move forward without any hesitation, something I owe each and every one of you. Anyway, after we got back from Operation 21st, for whatever reason, she started recovering at an unbelievable rate. She isn't completely back to normal just yet, but since I said she's getting better every day. And yesterday, when Sumika was assigned to Unit A01, well, it was the first time since we were reunited that I've seen her interact so naturally with people. Even with me, she'd never been able to talk like that, but with you guys, she could hold a perfectly normal conversation. It sounded like she managed to recover her memories, and her emotions seem a lot more stable now, too. She's like the girl I used to know again.
そうだったのか。
She got dragged into a bunch of things she had no control over and hurt so badly. I spent years cooped up in this dark, desolate room, unable to move. So this is the first time she's been herself in years. I don't know if she's just nervous or what, but she's a lot quieter than before. She was always so positive and chipper, kind of like a hyperactive puppy. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but I really want her to go back to being that way. I'm sure you figured out out based on the story so far, but my feelings for her are one-sided as of right now. I haven't even asked her how she feels about me. We're obviously not going out, so it's really nothing more than that. She's like, are you serious? I mean, she did cry for my help back when she was really in distress, but for all I know, she was just clinging to me because she didn't have anyone else.
そうだったのか。
Told you I was lame.
いや、そなたは立派だ。
Come on, you don't have to try and cheer me up. It's just gonna make me feel even more embarrassed about this.
今の話を聞いていて、自分の考えがいかに矮小で浅ましいものか
Oh, pfft.
思い知らされた。
No, we're the ones being petty. You have had Titanic issues before this. Yeah, well, welcome to the club. You've given me similar wake-up calls more times than I can count. But hey, there's nothing wrong with keeping each other honest if it helps us grow, right?
確かに、普通であればそうなのだが。
Besides, I had to cut out all the classified details, so you should probably take it all with a grain of salt. This next part, though, actually does have more to do with our mission than anything.
なんだ
To keep the Susano functioning at peak efficiency, it's vital that we keep Sumika in a stable emotional state, since she'll be the one piloting it.
確かにな。
I think she's having trouble adjusting her sudden recovery, especially since we're asking her to try and form friendships again so abruptly.
話を聞く限り、想像に難くないな。
But according to Sensei, kickstarting her social life again should be hugely beneficial for her mental health.
なるほどな。
I don't expect you to be your best friend or anything, but I do hope you can try and work with her outside of the mission as well.
任務であれ個人的にであれ、私がその申し出を断る理由はない。
Of course you wouldn't. Really? Oh, thanks a ton, Meiya.
何？礼には及ばぬが、何故その話を私に？
Well, because you're the one to help me get past my reluctance to talk about this stuff. I can to be so brazen about this before.
なるほど。自分の行動結果の責任を取れということか。
Effectively. No, that's not what I meant at all. I wanted you to know because you're more than just a comrade to me. You're my guiding light.
私がそなたの尊い存在？
Interesting thing to say to her, but sure. Kind of like what Fluster Test Suzumiya is for Lieutenant Hayase. This was something that came up when I was talking to Lieutenant Munakata yesterday. She said that people never really stop growing and maturing. She told me I'd gotten to the point where I was starting to understand myself as an individual. And she said that people who understand themselves can struggle through 100 identical challenges and grow a little more every single time. But when you start to worry about that, maybe you start straight down the wrong path, that's when you need a guiding light to show you the way. That could be anyone, as long as they don't know who you really are. As long as they know who you really are deep down, doesn't matter how old they are, what gender, or how long you've known them. It's somebody who listens to you when you're down, gives you candid advice when you need it, and smacks some sense into you when you royally screw up. Not to lay the pressure or anything, but you're the first person who came to mind when it fits that description, Meiya.
なんとも光栄なことだ。
It's so true, though. She is really a guiding light. And I just thought it would be nice for you if you could be something like that for Sumika as well.
なるほど。
No pressure or anything, just wishful thinking on my part. Normally I wouldn't have even had the guts to say this, but thanks to you, the words came out easily. I'd feel a lot better knowing that Sumika has someone like you she could open up to. Sensei originally wanted the two of you to bond so Sumika would stop worrying about the weird fantasy I had, but that barely even enters the equation for me at this point.
今の私も鏡と同じようなものなのかもしれんな。
Interesting. Huh?
あの者の過酷な運命と比すること自体おこがましいが、何かから解き放たれたは良いが、何をして良いかもわからず、何かを探し求めもがく様。
Meiya.
話は分かった。先ほども申したが、私に断る理由はない。
That's why you're awesome. Thank you, Meiya. Please do help her out if you can.
良いのだ。
I'm not expecting miracles or anything, of course. Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
分かっておる。
Good. She doesn't have any close friends or comrades she can lean on right now. Just treating her like one would be like more than enough.
友か。
Huh?
世が世であれば、私と鏡は本当の意味での友というものになれたのかもしれんな。
Well, this is reminiscent of a conversation at the Salt Springs. Yeah, maybe so. Well, I know I'm not much of a friend, but I hope that someday I could be a guiding light for you as well, or at least a confidant. I want you to think of me as a confidant, and I'll do everything I can to make that happen.
それは難しいな。
Yeah, because I don't think she can be honest anymore. Yeah, I know. I'm not even close to earning that right yet, but I'm gonna work my butt off to get there.
そうか。
Jeez, he's so dense sometimes. Just you watch. One of these days you'll have no choice but to admit it.
私もそうなれば良いと思う。
I swear I'll make it happen. When it does, you'll finally repay you for everything. You still gotta wipe out the beta and deal with whatever turned me into a causality conductor before we can head back home, right? Should give me plenty of time to work with it.
さて、長くなってしまった。私はそろそろ部屋へ戻る。
Oh, right. We got mock battles again tomorrow, don't we? Probably gonna be another long day.
ではな。おやすみ、タケル。
Good night. Hey, thanks for everything. I mean it.
それはお互い様だ。
Good night. Oh, Meiya. You truly are greater than all of us. I couldn't tell her everything, given how much top secret information is involved, but I'm glad I at least got to see the chance to be upfront with her about my feelings for Sumika. It kind of feels like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders, a really big and heavy one. And I mean, these are things I've never told anybody but Yuko-sensei before. It only makes sense that I'd feel relieved. And of course, having one other person on the team who knows what Sumika's been through makes me feel a lot less anxious about where she'll get along with the rest of the group. It's like, oh, you get again, Meiya. Alright, yeah, we're definitely doing this. Sumika, it's me. In the flesh.
ちょっと待って。なに?
Come on, Taku, come on. Figure out what's going on. Huh? Where's Kasumi?
今、副司令のところに行ってるよ。
Oh, okay. Can I come in?
うん。
Is this a bad time? I can come back later.
別に都合悪くないよ。
Oh, does she have the Hoge that still, like, tells her mood? Then can I come in?
いいよ。
Man, I figured they'd give you a fancier room, but this is identical to mine. I guess we don't have any VIP barracks, really. How have you been feeling today? I know you were pretty tuckered out last night, so I've been a little worried.
今日は大丈夫だよ。少し慣れてきたみたい。
Good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I'm pretty sure it's because she's getting more and more stable every day. If she keeps this up and forms some strong relationships with everyone, she'll be back in the cheery Sumika I remember in no time. Which is exactly how she's supposed to be. Big old ray of sunshine.
たけるちゃん、いろいろありがとう。
Huh? What do you mean?
ほら、私、おかしくなってたから、結構大変だったでしょ。
Oh no. Oh, is that all?
うん。
Hey, don't mention it. No need to be formal around me. Besides, it's not like you at all.
私らしく。
I'm glad you're getting back to your old self again. That's all that matters to me.
ありがとう。
She's so stable. Even though she has memories from all those other timelines, Sensei wasn't kidding. It's a hard time for thing. It's hard. What am I trying to do? I'm reading it backwards. I had a hard time believing until I actually talked to Sumika myself, but now I feel like I can finally relax around her a bit. Though that doesn't mean I can just ask her about all the horrible stuff she went through now. I should just take things slow. Speaking of which, you sure seem to be enjoying yourself with everyone today. It's been a long time since I've seen you laugh like that. It really made my day.
みんな、面白くて、
Yeah, they
いい
are.
人たちだね。
They sure are. And they're great people too. I'm sure you already know this, but they're the reason I was able to make it this far.
たけるちゃんは、大人になったね。
Well, I don't know if I'd call myself a grown-up or anything, but I did learn a lot from them.
そう。
When I first started this loop, I thought of all of them were just wasting time by refocusing on their personal issues. After seeing how the previous timelines ended, I convinced myself that I was the only one who'd experienced the real tragedy. Wait, does she know about the looping thing? That's like seems a little bit of a slip. I thought it was stupid to fight over different beliefs and principles too. Kept looking down on them, thinking we should just be prioritizing survival of the human race. But that was just because I'd never had to deal with anything like this before. As soon as I got directly involved, I realized just how stupid I'd been.
あの時のたけるちゃん、そういうことだったんだね。
I guess Sensei was right. Looks like she really can process info from other worlds simultaneously. But they still took me in, and accepted me as one of their own. They always encouraged me or smacked some sense into me when I needed it most. They helped me in so many ways. That's why I think you really could be good friends with them too. Sure, there's some things that only you and I know about, but they're not completely out of the loop either.
そうだね。
They're a little different from the way they are in my world, but the core personalities are the same. They're all great people.
うん。
So I hope you keep talking to them, enjoy their company. And enjoying their company. In a world as horrific as this one, I think it's really important to be able to appreciate life's simple joys, at least when you're not fighting. Okay, how about you shut up, Takaru, and let her talk, because I'm curious to what she's saying, or wants to say. Don't expect any massive changes overnight, but I do hope it'll help you get back to your old spunky self sooner than later.
元の元気な私。
Oh, Takaru. Yeah, you know, the girl would smack me with a dark drill milky punch every time I made a butt of myself. Is it just me, or is she getting more and more reserved as this conversation goes on? Yeah, shut up! I know this was the image of Meiya a while ago, but I kinda get the feeling it's more complicated than just that. Could there be something else that's bugging her? Hang on a sec. She doesn't have the Santa rabbit with her right now, does she? I know she had it when she came back to the base. Hey, what happened to your Santa rabbit? I noticed you had been carrying around lately. Not that you have to have it with you at all times, of course. You just seemed to really like it before, so I'm kind of wondering what happened. Oh no, did she lose it? Is that why she's down in the dumps? Did you lose it? It's okay if you did, I won't be mad.
なくしてないよ。ちゃんとあるよ。
Ugh, my stomach feels like it has rocks in it now. Okay. Okay, so she doesn't just have it on her, but that's a little strange, isn't it? I mean, she even brought it along with Operation 21st, so what gives? Oh, I think I get it. You broke it, huh? Looks like I was right on the money. Well, it was handmade. It didn't really have a lot to give. I kind of had a feeling the ears were going to break off sooner or later. I can fix it if you want, though. Seriously, it's not a big deal. Just bring it on over, alright? So that's what she was so upset about? Huh. What am I ever gonna do with this girl? But hey, at least that means that she can really like this, so I can't complain too much. What are you waiting for? Come on, bring it here. Is it gonna be like smashed? It looks fine. Oh, this doesn't look broken to me. Well, what's the problem? Sumika? What's this about? Oh, those rocks are suddenly turning into freaking weights.
ごめん。
Huh? Sorry for what?
ごめんね。それ返すよ。
I don't want it back. Thank you. Huh? Wait, what's that supposed to mean? Sumika?
ごめんね。
Oh, fetch. No, no. Why are you giving it back? What happened? Sumika?
もう私それ持っていられない。
Oh no. What do you mean you can't keep it? Did you want me to make you something else, or?
違う。
So what? Is it just uncomfortable for you to be given a gift based on something that belonged to a different Sumika? Shut your mouth, Takaru!
違うよ。
Okay, then what gives? Why don't you want it? Fetch. She's not answering, so maybe it's really because it's based on memories of Sumika I grew up with? No, Takaru! This is something else. This is another beast altogether. What else am I supposed to do? Those are old memories of Sumika that I have. Other than the few that we made in this branch of timeline I ran away to. I don't know anything about this world Sumika. Huh. Wait, the Sumika I grew up with. And the one in the branch that I ran away to. Of course, how could I have forgotten something so simple? The only Sumika I confessed my feelings to was the one I grew up with. Even when we kissed in the alternative branch, she was the one who confessed to me. That's it, it's gotta be it. Never actually told her how I feel in this world. Oh, this. Ooh. All I did was whenever she had a breakdown and talk about memories from my world, she only knows how I feel because she's been reading my mind. Which is fine up until recently because her memories were mixed up about the one she'd inherited from the other worlds. But if Sensei's right, and she's now capable of discerning what memories came from which world.
鏡が限りなく人間に近づいたってことは、これ以降上手に女を扱うスキルが要求される。
Takaru, please be right. I think you might be too late, though. I think you might be too late. In retrospect, I did only start getting involved with Sumika in this world for the sake of the mission, so that I could restore the timeline and help humanity win. But it's also true that it didn't take long for my feelings to change and for her to become my primary motivation for fighting. Dang it, there I was, bragging to her how I understood her. Okay, I think it's high time we had to set the record straight. I've got to go all out and let her know exactly how I feel. Sumika. I'm so sorry. I've been leaning on you way too much. Even in my world, the one I went back to, I was like leeching off your strength. And in this world, I haven't even told you how I feel about you. Oh, I don't like this. Sumika. Oh no. I love you. Please, please, for the love of all things that we fought for, please let it be simple as you thought it was, Takaru. Ah, fetch. Oh no. This is gonna be a problem. You're more important to me than anyone else. Oh no. I realize that you and I haven't shared a lot of memories in this world. Heck, there have been times where I caught myself wondering if it maybe wasn't me who fell for it in this timeline at all. I'm not trying to force you to go out with me or anything. I love you no matter what. That was a good one. That was a good line. Hold on to that one so we can ignore most of the others. I'd really like it if you would if you at least hold on to the Santa Rabbit for me. It was for you. Fetch. Come on. It's almost falling apart. You're clinging to a crumbling bridge, man. Come on. Get to the other side. Oh, no. Huh? Oh no. Wait! What are you sorry about? Are you saying you won't take it, or... How am I supposed to understand if you won't even tell me what you're apologizing for? Why? Why won't you tell me? Oh no. Don't tell me. It's not because of what you saw in Operation 21st, is it? Then, what is it? I need to know why you're turning me down. Please? Is it because you really did fall for someone else? Gosh darn it. I see. Well, I wouldn't hold it against you. What the heck, though? I thought you were in love with someone else all along. Then why was my name the one you kept screaming during all the panic attacks? Then what is it? Huh? Let you go. I'm not trying to force you to. Sumika, I swear, I'm not... Ooh. Sumika! The heck's wrong with me? I'm such an a-hole. She turned me down, but I kept trying to force her to tell me why. What kind of a jerk does that? This isn't right. What's going on here? I don't get it. How could things go so wrong so fast? Gosh darn it. Oh my gosh. Well, I didn't see that coming. I didn't. I really, really didn't. Though I kind of did, didn't I? Kind of pointed it out early on that she seemed distant from him, but I don't even know what to think right now. She really did seem so much to care about us, like Tucker, for who he was, and needing him there. And now, why now? Is that not a thing? Like, why is she so sad and so desperate for him to stay away? I really can't believe that she has no feelings for him. But maybe those feelings evolved. Maybe she's just a different person. I don't know. This is a bugger's model, that's for sure. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? It's funny that earlier in this episode I was talking about how sometimes you love people and then they don't love you back, and it's okay, but this still just feels so wrong at the same time. And it kind of brings up a big flaw in this plan where Takaru is fighting for Sumika. What if Sumika doesn't want him to fight for her? Dang. I really want to continue, but I also think I really need to stop, and I really need to think about this. I could probably easily go for another hour or something if I really wanted to. I kind of do, but I think I need to stop it here. I got blindsided there. I've seen some stuff happen in these games. I've seen some twists that kind of take me off my guard or whatnot, but I don't think I've ever been so floored in a game before. I don't think I've ever felt so wrong. Like, I felt like we knew where we were finally, and now look at this. It's all crumbling around us. What are we gonna even do? Is she gonna be okay? Like, she relied on us so much just to get to this point. Does she really just not need us anymore? Or maybe she's not even sure how she actually feels. Her entire sense of being and feelings for Takaru are kind of based on memories of old worlds that she just finally recognized like what they are, and based on his emotions for her. And so possibly by having her mind locked away from his, she started to question what she actually feels. Maybe she feels super guilty because she feels like he's given up so much for her and that he cares so much for her. And she literally, it's like she just doesn't feel the same. Oh my gosh. Well, that's depressing. I'll have to see what happens next time, but I'm gonna go have a big, long think about this one. This is gonna be a bit harder than I thought. Maybe this world line, Takaru needs to be alone. Did we ever think about that? We go through all these games, picking and choosing the women we want to see the endings with Takaru for. On a whim, we can just replay a game and just see what the other emotional route is all about, you know? What if this is the one where there is no route? The one where nothing just ends up happening romantically. What if Takaru is going to fight the fight in the name of those he cares for in the squad, and that's all that he's going to have? Maybe that's just how it's going to be. I don't know. I just don't know. So, anyway, guess I got a lot to think about, don't I? Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you for joining me for all these episodes, and for the heavy-handed ones too. I really didn't think it would happen like this, and I really don't know what's going to happen next episode. I feel like every time I played the game, I've always had a decent idea what was going to come, but I really, 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 really didn't see that coming. Yeah, we'll just have to find out what happens. Oh, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for witnessing my emotional traumas. And, yeah. I look forward to reading your comments in this one. Good luck trying not to spoil anything. But, yeah. Thank you guys once again. I can't say it enough because you guys make this channel so awesome. The growth and like the conversations we have on Discord and everything, it's been so wonderful. So thank you. Thank you, and until the next video you watch with me, or whatever to see me in next, I'll see you there.